welcome back to my channel. I'm tired. I'm nauseated. The nauseated is just something that just happened. Again. I'm allowed to take a Zofran once every 8 hours. 7 to 3. So 8 o'clock. I can take a Zofran in about a half an hour or so. Hopefully that'll be okay. Anyhow, I didn't expect to come on here and start feeling nauseated when I started vlogging, but oh my goodness, look at this hair. I need to do something. I love this style. Oh, I'm sorry, I just covered my earbud and probably popped the speakers. I love this style. I just can't wait to color it. You know, I just want it to be purple. I was thinking about orange, but I don't know. Orange isn't redheads. Redheads don't have orange hair. Maybe they have amber or burnt orange, but I'm thinking like, you know, kidney cancer orange. I don't know, it's not for me. As a matter of fact, I was just decorating more decor for Halloween and was thinking like, I'm not really into the orange decor this year. I think that's because the kidney cancer. I know that might sound weird, but that's what it feels like. I'm just like, yeah, I think I want to go for more neutral tones, you know, like black and whites and grays, and just a touch of orange if I have to have any. Anyhow, hi, good morning. I am wearing my witch and famous pajamas. I've had my wound care done already, and I'm kind of settling in for the night. By the time you're watching this, I'll be mid-scans, or maybe by the time this posts. We have a very early trip in the city tomorrow to get my CT scans for my lumbar and thoracic spine to see if I need to have any sort of brace or how much healing has occurred, how the radiation therapy, the radiation treatment, hopefully that has worked. The radiation finished on July 18th, which was about, hold your digital assistants. Alexa, how many weeks ago was July 18th?
July 18th was 10 weeks, 1 week, and 15 hours ago.
Why did she do that? 3 months, 12 weeks, or 13 weeks, 14 weeks maybe. So it's well past the time that they said it would take. But everybody heals differently. Everybody heals at different times. Everybody's body's different. You have to remember that every time. Every time the doctor gives you a diagnosis or a prognosis or a new thing, you know, everybody's body's different. Everybody's body heals differently. Everybody responds differently to treatments. And I know that I'm saying it like that, but it's true. And it just sometimes it's hard to like not get steadfast answers, like solid answers. Doc, I need to know. What's my expiration date? I got to do all of it before then. No, but also like, you know, with the brace, like not knowing how long I was going to have to wear it was like frustrating as all get out. Because it was doing such detrimental things to my skin, the doctor was like, he's like, if we have to do one, we'll do a lumbar one. I have got to do something different with my diet. I'm thinking that I have to really hunker down and do sort of a huge keto push. I don't want to get into ketosis because it's not really great for my blood sugar that's already erratic on the chemotherapy. However, I also can't have all that fat, which they do tell you if you're doing keto to lose weight, to reduce the amount of fat. And then there's kind of a twofold about it. Like some were like, no, you need the fat to produce, and then some are like, no, too much fat. And I don't know. I just need to like really reduce my carbs and calorie intake. I need lean protein and fruits and vegetables. It's just really difficult. It's really difficult. What my mouth wants to eat, what my mood wants to eat, when I want to eat. What's it like when I want to eat? Sometimes I'm like, I don't think I want to eat this today. I don't want to eat at all. And then Jimmy's like, well, you really got to eat something. Or are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry for anything. Well, you got to eat something. So what are you suggesting? So, yeah. I do have the ability to get up and take care of myself a lot better now than I did before, as long as it doesn't require any bending or standing for a long period of time or excessive amounts of walking. Because I don't have my rollator in the house, I have to basically pace myself just a little bit better. Anyhow, I wanted to come on here because I really haven't vlogged in a couple of days. I had that super long vlog the other day, and then I had the Walmart haul, which was a lot of fun, but I've had a couple of days off now, and to be honest with you, I needed them because I did not feel good. In fact, this morning I had to postpone my ENT visit to Friday because I had adverse reaction to my chemotherapy. We'll just leave it at that. I know part of with the chemotherapy, that's why I have to eat, so I have food in my stomach. But my stomach is only like tolerating certain things, and then my mouth is tolerating other things. It's just frustrating. I was talking to my primary, and she was like, how about, take ranch powder and put it in Greek yogurt and use it for dipping vegetables? And I was like, great idea. Can't eat vegetables unless they're cooked, but it's still a great idea. We're going to try this pumpkin spice salad. I'm looking forward to trying it. I talked to Jimmy about maybe we'll have that for dinner when we come home from the city tomorrow. But he's got to work in the afternoon, so we might just be on the edge of driving. I don't know. It's not meant to be that long of an appointment, and it's really early in the morning, so I don't expect that we'll have any issues. But anyhow, I expect we'll be home by lunchtime. I just don't know. Some days when it's like this, it's gloomy out. It's like dank. It's not cold, but even the fact that it's like 70 something degrees, the fact that it's like damp, that just makes it dank and ick, and cloudy and rainy and bleh. And it's funny because the rain does affect your mood. Lack of sunshine affects your mood as well, but the humidity and the barometric pressure from all that moisture in the air does affect your arthritis. It can affect your fibromyalgia. It can affect all of the systems in your body. It's kind of funny because people are like, oh, there's no power in the moon. And I'm like, dude, have you never heard of a lunatic? I know that sounds crazy, but there's all of the things in the planet affect us. The smog, if you live in an area that's got smog or fog or pollution or cold, warm, dank, dry, damp, humid, whatever. All of those things affect your body, and not everybody's, but seriously, my sister lives in Las Vegas because of, her allergies and arthritis, and it's so much less pain than she's in now. So it's just a lot, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things to think about. It's a lot of things to do. It's a lot. Anywho, I digress. I am in a good mood. Like, I don't want to be like, blah. I mean, the weather got you down kind of a situation, but like my spirit is kind of alive. Like, my body is like, but my spirit is like, yeah. Jimmy brought down the Halloween decorations, and I started purging them today and putting some up. And my home health aide is so excited. Like, she loves Halloween too, which is great. And she was like, oh, you're getting rid of stuff. I'm so proud of you. And then she's like, oh my God, these are gorgeous. I love these. And I was like, they're yours. Or, yes, or that's, I'm done with that. Or this, that, and the other thing. I just like throw it in the box, throw it in the bag, and just be like, thank you, but no thank you. So I found some things that I realized that in after I turned 50 in July, I went to Texas. And while I was in Texas, it was like July, August, and that's when the Halloween stuff came out. So we went to the 99-cent only store. I got a ton of stuff. And then when I came home, my brother passed away in September, and I never actually put the Halloween stuff up. So I found so much stuff that still had tags on it from the 99-cent only store. And I said, there'll be more. I know there'll be more, but this is definitely just a way to, I don't know, go to the next thing. It's just another way to another step back into normal life. We talked about going into the craft room, and I pulled some crafts aside that I wanted to do, probably all just in one video, because they're just kind of like how I did the pumpkin, where you just like zhuzh up a already existing Dollar Tree or DIY item, just make it your own. I think I might do that as well. So we were doing that, and that was fun. And then we talked about doing Christmas DIYs because it's about that time. And my friend Roxanne, hi Roxanne, she shared with me all these really cute, these really cute holiday ornaments and decor items that she made for coworkers and friends. And I just fell in love, and I want to share it with you. I can't wait to share it with you. But that's also coming. She is on Instagram. She did share some of them on Instagram, but I told her I would recreate some to share with you guys. Just really, really cute, really, really cute DIYs and stuff. So, what else? Trying to think. I would like to go to my Dollar Tree. We have been to the Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, last couple of times, but my Dollar Tree is a full Dollar Tree, and that has more of the holiday and more of the craft section. And it's supposed to have, in September, have gotten their Dollar Tree Plus items. I don't know if they did yet, though, because I haven't been back. But I would like to go there as well. So I was kind of like, I reached out to my doctor, my eye doctor, and I asked him about driving. And he did say that he wanted to get the diabetic retinopathy under control first. Now, I told you guys about the flashing and the goop. I believe he means that. He may mean all of it together. But it was under control before this thing happened. I mean, I was still having to get shots, but the shots were controlling it. The shots and my diet were controlling it. It was on an upward trend for being better. But being sick and stuff made everything go wonky again. So I don't know if he means this goopy stuff or if he means like get the whole thing managed again. So I'll find out more when I see him in a couple of weeks. But since he said no, he would prefer it. Didn't say I couldn't. He just said I would like to. He said I would like to. Or I would recommend. Actually, that was what he said. And I said, thank you for your honesty. And then my oncologist said it's really more on, as far as the cancer concern is, it's really more on what the orthopedist says. Which I will see the orthopedist tomorrow. And we'll find out what the back says. And I don't know. I'm just excited. I want to bend over. You know, it's kind of a joke. Somebody made a joke about like, but can you touch your toes? I'm like, yes, I can. I have very short legs. Even with the biggest belly I've ever had, I've always been able to touch my toes. I used to be able to palm the floor when I was younger, like palm the floor with my feet together. Then I was able to palm the floor with my feet apart. And now I was able to touch my toes with my feet together, and then I was able to touch my toes with my feet apart. But it depends on the day. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like if my stomach is very bloated for whatever reason, it's bloated now, then you know, I might have to spread my legs. But otherwise, yeah, I can touch my toes. I freaking love touching my toes. I told you, I just want to hang up my waist and feel good. And still. So oddly enough, this morning, about 4 o'clock, I went to the ladies' room. And on my way back, like actually getting off the toilet, I was like, hurt my hip. My hip hurt again. I was like, okay, I didn't feel that sensation in a year. Which then I was like, well, last time my hip hurt, it was actually a broken femur. But nothing else in the leg really hurt. My scar was hurting the other day, but that was because I know now it was because I laid on it wrong, that the seam of my pants was pressed against it the whole night. I had this huge indent going up and down my leg, but that was hurting the other day. And then, you know, and then I walked a few steps and I was like, you know what, Jerry, it could just be that originally the doctor did say it was bone on bone at this point. So maybe all of the rest of it is so, the pain in the other areas of reducing so much that you now feel the hip pain. Maybe. I don't really know. So everything you got to tell all the doctors. And I got a really nice compliment from one of my doctors about the way I wrote my update note when I was sick. She's like, you write really well. And I was like, thank you. And I didn't know what she meant at first. And I was like, what are we talking about? She's like, oh, your message. She goes, it was so clear and concise and very thorough. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I told her, like, I used to work, what I did was actually to write reports for all these things, like whether it was medication changes or updates or, you know, goal evaluations, progress notes and such. So whatever it was, I did that. I waxed poetic. How do you take the same goal steps and the same goal progress for 3 months in a row and flourish it without making it look like you're BSing? Without making it look like you cut and paste it. But what's really good, I tell the coaches, and I was like, be honest with your notes. If the person is not like, I know you're tired of writing notes because you write notes so many days, but do the goals and be honest in the notes. If you show somebody, like we say, demonstrative, which is basically I demonstrate it to you and you copy it. So if I give you a demonstrative prompt where I was like, this is the remote control and that's the play button. Let's see if you can press play. So if the person picks it up and presses this button, then they didn't get it on the first try. So then you try again and then you say, if they get it on the second try. So you say I had to give 2 demonstrative prompts for them to press the button correctly. Just to give you an idea of what kind of notes, whether it's grooming or money or asking for receipts or whatever it is, the goal is that the person is working on. And sometimes you just need verbal, Michelle, can you pick up the remote control and press play on the movie? And Michelle has gotten to the point so far in her career or her learning skills that she just knows to press it. And I've just given her a verbal cue. Then you get to the point where you're like, a suggestive cue is like, oh, I would really think maybe somebody should press play for the movie. Or I would really like to watch a movie. Or why is the movie stopped? Maybe somebody could press play. Like those things are like, I just called them what they are. Suggestive cues. So you just be like, suggest it. And then if she knows, oh, that's my cue to press play on the remote control. So there's all different kinds of ways. And, you have to learn. I did it as a manager or a site coordinator or a lead coach or an assistant manager since 2001, right after I got married. Right after I got married, I became the assistant manager in a group home for men, and I was there for a year plus. And then I became a lead coach at a day program. And I was there for 2 years. I did that till 2004, and then I got promoted and I became the site coordinator of that site for 2 years. And then I found out they were opening a group home with one of the individuals at my day program, and I always wanted to like open my own group home. And because I had experience as an assistant manager and as a site coordinator, I got the interview and I got the job. And I opened the group home in 2006, and I stayed there till 2008. Ironically enough, just because my father got sick. And then I went back to the day program closer to my house, and I was the site coordinator there for 2+ years. And then after my father passed, they changed the things at the day program, like the hours they were going to pay us and the money they were going to pay us. So I went back to the group home, but this time I became the assistant manager of the same group home I opened. Because assistant managers were allowed to get overtime, but managers were on salary. And site coordinators were on salary. And I needed the money. I was trying to move out of New York and pay off all my debt, so I really needed the extra money. And we did pretty good, for a while. Anyhow, thank God we did make that move, because then the hurricane hit, and first I hurt my leg, then I couldn't go to work, and then the hurricane hit, and then I was able to have a place to live for 6 months before we decided to move to Missouri. Yeah. So, and that's where we are right now. I love what I do now. I don't love that I have cancer, but I am grateful that I have the staff, the team that I have here. Like, I literally think that getting sick here is a blessing, because there are such caring hands here in the Midwest. And not that people in other parts of the country don't care. I'm not trying to imply that at all. But when I lived in New York, sometimes you feel like you're on a cog on the wheel, like you're just part of a big hospital machine, and like, let's get this one in and get this one out, and get this one in and like get this one done. And there are many, many caring hands in New York, and I'm not trying to say there isn't, but there's definitely a different philosophy to the care. I think part of it definitely is that people don't get paid what they're worth most of the time. And in New York, if you don't get paid what you're worth, you can't really make a living wage. And then you're like basically a nurse who's busting her hump 24/7, practically, and still like needs a second job because you can't pay rent in an exorbitantly expensive apartment in New York. So it's just, I feel like here people can make a living wage. There's less stress on them for that. Obviously, the care and the pandemic has changed everybody, but it really has brought a lot of people together. It really has. And yeah, I've just, my wrist just shaked because it was 4 o'clock, and I just was like, okay. I got my standing step goals in today, which is great, when I was out there cleaning and doing all the things. So, I know somebody asked me about that. So the green, let me move my wrist in. Hold on. How can I do this? How can I show you this? Okay. So this is activity. If I don't move, so the green circle is the standing, and the red is the activity, like my walking and when my heart rate's elevated. So I've got that done 25%. The middle circle is exercise, and I keep forgetting to get my exercise to go. And I don't know, Sharon said it was different for hers. But to get my exercise to go, I actually have to go to workout, which is on the bottom here. And I have to start my workout. And I always forget to start workout when I'm doing my physical therapy, because I've told you guys, I'll do the leg lifts and then I'll sit down and I'll rest. And I'll do the ankle pumps and I'll sit down and rest. I don't like sit and do the workout. And this thing works on a timer. And when you do a voice activated phone because of your visual impairment, the only way to stop that is to tell it to stop. Unless you guys know a different way. I've only been able to find to tell them to stop. So it's like not easy to just keep start and stop the exercises. But honestly, if I had to prove my motivation, like if the doctor was like, I want to see 3 circles, oh, sorry. If the doctor said, I want to see 3 circles full every single day, then I would definitely start and stop the exercise wheel. But since I know what I do and I don't have to prove it to anybody, I just don't. It is funny because I kind of feel like I might not be engaging my core correctly. And I think I told you guys this I definitely told the physical therapist this when I first started. I kind of feel like I need somebody there to hold me, like to say, nope, your core is not engaged. Like I try, and it feels like then I can't breathe. Same thing happened when I was at the PT place. But I try really hard. I try to do all the exercises with my core engaged, and then, I don't know, my core doesn't feel like it's getting firmer. It doesn't feel weak. It just doesn't feel like, why is everything landing in my belly? Because I'm working my legs out like crazy and my arms out like crazy. Anyhow, I'm looking forward to getting permission to bend and to twist. And then I think that there is I want to do a citrus of magnesia cleanse. My father always did a citrus of magnesia cleanse about once a year. Just because like he needed it. He felt like he needed it. And when he got older and he had all those problems, we know why. You know, he just had a very, very extra long intestinal system. They tried to give him a colonoscopy, and the longest probe they had did not go to the end of his colon. Or the end of his intestine. So he had to do a pill swallow, because my father was 6'3", but very tall in the torso, like me. Not 6'3", I'm tall in the torso. Short-legged. So very, very long intestines. Anyhow, I don't know. What was I going to say? Beats me. I do have to do my well woman visit. I have to do my colonoscopy now that the brace is off. I have to go for all of these appointments now that I have no brace, which is definitely a bonus. Other than you have to get a mammogram. I have to get a mammogram because now I have no brace. Now I can finally stand at the mammogram machine. But anyway, that's it. I gotta make those appointments and get those things scheduled. But now that Jim's got this great new schedule, I feel more confident, not have to worry about when, you know? Yeah. And I'm grateful again to my doctors for being understanding about my condition. Not one of them has ever questioned, like, you know, about being sick and not being able to make it to an appointment, which is great. I love it. And I love them. There's not one doctor that I have that is not like, I love so much. And I just want to hug. Actually, I said that to my primary. She's leaving. I'm getting a new primary. And I said to her, I'm like, how do you feel about hugs? She's like, it's up to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to give you a hug so bad. And I just gave her a huge hug. I'm a squishy hugger. Just gave her a huge hug. And I was like, thanked her for everything she's done for me. And even suggesting the new doctor that she suggested. I hear wonderful things about her. So anyway, that's what today is. I did enough crap talking. Tomorrow, if I have enough time when I get home, my aide is going to come after I get home. She said maybe we would finish or do more purging of the Halloween stuff, or maybe would work in the office. However, I felt. And she said, if you're too tired after your appointments, we can just, you know, I could just come in and do laundry or whatever. So she's very sweet like that. She's very, oh, my nose is itchy. She's very sweet like that. She's very flexible, and that I appreciate very, very much. But listen, I also appreciate you. And I love you. And don't forget, please, ever, if nobody's told you that you're loved today, then you can always come by and hear how much I love you. Because goodness Lord knows, I love you very, very much. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, Vlogsters.